Let's talk about Denver and Minnesota.
Man, that one's all over the place.
It is. So Minnesota seized control of the series with the Nuggets on Saturday night with a 112-96 victory in Game 4, giving them a commanding 3-1 series lead. However, in Game 3, they lost both Donte DiVincenzo and Anthony Edwards to injury.
Yeah, that was messed up.
DiVincenzo suffered a ruptured Achilles, while Edwards suffered a left knee hyperextension, which was later diagnosed as a bone bruise.
Thank God.
DiVincenzo is obviously out for the remainder of the playoffs and likely a large portion of, if not all, of next season. Most of, if not all, of next season. Edwards is expected to miss at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
In the meantime, Denver took Game 5 at home, 112-113, and will look to force a Game 7 when the two teams meet tomorrow in Minnesota. The Anthony Edwards injury, does that heighten the urgency of Game 6 for Minnesota? And then what do you make of Denver's struggles in this series, even with Minnesota having this starting backcourt injured? What say the people's champ?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Edwards not being there changes everything.
It really does.
Long term.
It really does.
You know, he's the other guy in the series other than, Jokic that can just go supernova.
Correct. Yes.
And the thing that Anthony also brings is that defensively, he can have an impact on the game. So I think it's just a priority if Minnesota can, get it done as quickly as possible.
Yep.
But that said, it's going to be a tough task.
Yeah.
Not having him and DiVincenzo, again, what they both bring defensively.
Yep.
DiVincenzo, he's shown the ability. He's an improved 3-point shooter. But defensively, he's always been, a better defender in terms of guards.
Yep.
So that's going to hurt, especially if they can get back to Denver. And I mean, the main thing to me is Rudy Gobert is making Nikola Jokic work.
Yep.
I mean, he's making him work.
He really is.
I mean, this is the first series where I've seen those two matched up where he's made the Joker an inefficient volume shooter.
Yep.
Which is the antithesis of what he is as a player.
Correct.
So hats off to Rudy Gobert. I know he gets a lot of shit from me and NBA fans alike.
Yep.
But this first round thus far against I would say, either outside or inside top 10 center of all time. He's having himself an all-time great defensive performance thus far.
Yeah, he had. Even though Jokic, I think the last game he had a really good game. He was 9 of 15.
To my point, they need to get this because one thing Jokic will do, he will figure you out.
Yeah, man, he's the guy is brilliant.
He will figure you out.
I think you touched on Denver's defense, and I know that Aaron Gordon has missed a couple of games. He's obviously their defensive anchor. You know what I'm saying? But something about I don't really care for Denver's defense right now, and we touched on that though, because Jokic, part of that was Jokic shooting the ball poorly, and then long misses, and then Minnesota was really taking advantage by running out. And I thought Denver they did a good job last game. Like I said, Jokic was 9 for 15. They controlled the game wire to wire because his shot selection was so good. And he was really being judicious about what shots he took, where he took them from. It wasn't like the first several games where he was just hoisting from anywhere, shooting a lot of threes, a lot of long. He was very judicious about, let me not give him a lot of runouts. And I think that, when he does that, that definitely helps them as a defensive team, particularly if Aaron Gordon's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Gordon can run and play good transition defense. When he's not there,
that hurts them a lot.
Yeah, it hurts them getting back, getting matched up. So No, I thought that you made a good point about their defense. You know, they got to defend somebody because their defense through the first 4 games was abysmal.
Oh man,
it was bad. I mean, like Minnesota was just getting anything they wanted. All of the looks were clean. You know what I'm saying? Like they just was shooting fish in a barrel. And I thought the last couple of games, Denver played much better defense, and a lot of that is again that Jokic shot selection. I did pick Minnesota in 7, but that was obviously with a healthy DiVincenzo and Edwards.
Right,
so
for sure.
Getting game 7 in Denver without those two, that's going to be a dubious proposition at best. So I think they better go ahead and get it done in game 6. If they don't do that, then that's going to be all she wrote. I think them going up to Denver and getting game 7 is not going to happen.